Hello, this is Mr. Royks, and this is our vodcast. We're going to be dealing with atomic structure today. Reminder to you that I would ask that you take notes from the vodcast. Again, this will supplement some of the notes that we'll be taking in class. We've discussed the fact that elements cannot be broken down chemically. They're the smallest unique particle of a particular substance. However, you're probably aware of the fact that atoms actually can be broken down into smaller parts. Although they cannot be broken down chemically, they can be actually separated. Those subatomic particles, as they're called, are the parts that the atom can be broken down into. We have the proton, the neutron, and the electron. And so what we're going to be doing in this particular vodcast, we're going to be discussing some of the characteristics of each, the proton, the neutron, and the electron. Some of this you may already know from either biology or from studying this maybe in 8th grade. The protons and neutrons are located at the center of the atom, referred to as the nucleus. The electrons are dispersed around the nucleus. So the electrons are located in the electron cloud. The reason why we call it the electron cloud is because we can't specifically say the electrons are so small and moving so fast. We can't specifically say where the electrons are located in the atom. Excuse me. They are found in, we describe it as being areas of probability where it's likely to find an electron. Other things to know about our particles here, we have the symbols. So the proton symbol is going to be a P with a plus sign. The neutron symbol will be an N followed by a little 0. And I'm noticing that this doesn't have a 0, but we'll kind of cover this, make sure you understand that in class. And the electron is a little E with a negative sign. The positive and negative signs on the protons and neutrons referring to the relative charges of the particles. The protons have a +1 charge, electrons have a -1 charge, and the charge of a neutron is no charge. You'll notice on this chart that it gives the approximate relative mass of the proton, neutron, and electron. The reason why they give a relative mass is because the particles are so small. They define the protons and the neutrons as having a mass of 1 AMU, which stands for atomic mass unit. You'll notice that the electron is a 5/10,000ths of an atomic mass unit. So really in this class, for all intents and purposes, we are going to just classify the electron as having 0 mass. The actual mass of the proton and neutrons is 1.66 times 10 to the -24th grams. So that's, you can see very quickly why we don't use the actual gram mass for that. Also, again, this chart will reminds you the location of each of these particles, which we had discussed previously, where the protons and neutrons are found inside the nucleus and the electrons are found outside the nucleus. As I mentioned previously, chemistry can be difficult to understand in the sense that the particles are actually so small they're not visible obviously to our eyes. So we have to kind of appreciate what is happening at that very tiny level. So each element that exists has a unique number of protons. It allows us to identify atoms based on the number of protons. What this allows us to do is it allows us to take an atom that we might not know which element it is, and if we were to know the number of protons of for that particular atom, we would be able to identify what element it was. that brings us to the end of this vodcast on atomic structure. We will continue discussing this in class, and there will be a brief quiz on some very basic information on this in class as well. Alright, we'll see you guys soon.